Welcome to the ultimate Sichuan China food marathon. Here the flavors are intense.
My whole mouth right now is vibrating.
The spice level is unforgiving.
I don't want this anymore.
And nothing on your plate comes without a challenge.
These guys look like they got caught in a volcanic storm.
This is the birthplace of face-numbing Hotpot.
That's gonna kill my ass.
Rabbit served at breakfast.
Can you smell it? That is rabbit.
And ancient medicinal markets with remedies that may make you double-check your prescription.
Are these dog bones?
In this Sichuan food series, I'm diving headfirst into China's boldest province to uncover its wildest dishes.
Room temperature cow stomach.
Biggest food factories.
It's unlike anything I've experienced before.
And most unexpected traditions.
We have a whole tub here just full of turtle breastplates.
This is gonna be spicy, strange, and absolutely unforgettable.
Oh, it's so many!
But before all the madness begins, I'm hitting the streets to give my taste buds a proper warm-up.
Good morning from Chengdu, a quaint little town of only about 21 million people. Today, this is breakfast.
This hearty cauldron of broth will be the highlight of our breakfast.
A dish known as 非常粉. Huh? 对。
From bones to intestines.
That is a long, uncut intestine.
And even a few sets of lungs.
Either this pig was an adolescent or perhaps they shrunk up a bit while it was boiling. By my side, we have the owner of this establishment. How do I know? Because he has his passport photo on the side of the building. Handsome.
This restaurant is famous for its fatty intestine noodles. Trust me, it's better than it sounds. But they also serve a type of flatbread made with a special ingredient unique to the Sichuan region.
Good morning.
Morning.
Anita is here to tell me more.
We have quite the breakfast in front of us.
This is kind of flatbread filled with spicy and numbing beef.
And numbing beef?
Yes.
What is numbing beef?
The bread starts with a simple wheat dough, kneaded and flattened into a long strip. A bit of ground pork is added to the dough, then it's rolled up and flattened again to evenly distribute the meat. Now comes the star ingredient, ground beef, marinated in chili powder and the iconic Sichuan peppercorns.
Numbing is the sensation that we get from Sichuan peppercorn, which is a very unique ingredient that we use a lot in Sichuan cuisine.
So I've heard of this iconic peppercorn, and we're going to cover more about it later in our hot pot episode. But even in this, what looks to be some kind of a Sichuan pastry, there's peppercorn.
Yeah, for sure.
Once the dough is rolled up, it's dipped in black sesame seeds and flattened out again before being fried in a pan of rapeseed oil.
The name of this is called guo kui. Literally, it means pot helmet. About 2,000 years ago, there's a general. He used to use the helmet to heat up the bread.
That's what I love, is that there's so much history in every bite.
Yeah.
Quote that.
Finally, after frying, the bread is put by the fire, creating the perfect crispy exterior.
All right, shall we give it a shot? Oh, wow. Can I be honest? When I just looked at this bread, it looked dry. No, it's so flaky. It's not dry at all.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. It's very satisfying. And then there's just layers of flavor. Now I'm getting a little bit more of that savory beef, black sesame seeds on the outside.
You can feel the numbiness now.
It feels like when you put your tongue on a 9-volt battery.
Exactly, that's what it is. Actually, they say it equals to 50 hertz of electricity shock.
Really?
Yes, the chemical inside of the peppercorn sends a message to your brain that your tongue is vibrating when it's actually not moving at all.
But then we have this.
Intestines noodles.
Is this something people eat for breakfast?
Yeah, we do, normally.
This restaurant makes their own noodles in-house. In a mixing machine, flour is combined with starchy water.
The noodle itself is pretty special.
It's sweet potatoes.
That would make it gluten-free, I guess?
Yes.
After some time, the mixture transforms into a silky smooth dough, ready to become noodles. The owner presses the dough through a strainer, creating strands that drop into a boiling cauldron where they quickly solidify. The noodles are then moved to another cauldron to cool, followed by a final rinse to ensure they're clean and ready. Time for the noodle bowl build. Green onions, cilantro, seasoning powder, MSG, sugar, pepper, lard, and peanuts are added to a bowl. Bean sprouts and the noodles are poached together in that rich intestinal broth we saw earlier. The broth and noodles are then poured into a bowl, topped with a fatty intestinal knot and sliced intestine, completing this hearty meal.
Let's try out some of these noodles.
I love the bean sprout.
Yeah, because the noodle itself is kind of elastic, slightly chewy, and then the bean sprouts give you a nice crunch.
You
That's
feel
pretty
the
good.
peppercorn again?
Yeah, a little bit. Wow.
Now it's really coming.
Everything's so extreme here. And then here, looks like a Boy Scout got his knot badge.
You actually pay extra for it just to add more meat. Juicy.
Yeah, it's got a little gush to it. It's not even chewy. They've raised it for so long, it's just become very tender. That said, I'm looking for lungs.
Lungs is only for the broth.
Oh, you don't eat the lungs?
No.
Sorry, I can't feel my mouth right now. What?
Numbiness.
Yeah, and I think it's numbing my brain a little bit too.
Soon we'll be seeing how this city's most iconic noodles are made, from the factory to the finished bowl. But first, what sets China's biggest city apart from any other?
So are you from Chengdu originally?
Yes, I was born and raised here.
Anita is the lead navigator of Chengdu Food Tours, a company specializing in the rich food culture of her hometown, Chengdu.
This city is wild because it's a city of about 21 million people. But again, we're in China. Is that big?
Don't fact check me, but maybe top 5.
Okay, so that is big.
Yeah.
Chengdu, the home of the panda, is a city with 4,000 years of history, yet it pulses with a youthful energy. Here, you can experience the best of both worlds, the charm of the old and the excitement of the new.
What's remarkable about it though is it must be very spread out. It feels fairly open. It's not like suffocating.
Chengdu's got this very laid-back lifestyle here. It's a very fertile land. We're surrounded by mountains. Here is very self-sufficient. People also grow all sorts of things, so we don't worry about much. All people care about is food and how to have a better life.
I think I will get along well with the people here.
Good.
Set in the heart of Sichuan province, the food here is an adventure in itself. Think fiery Sichuan peppercorns, fragrant chili oil, and bubbling hot pots that will test your limits. That we'll save for our next video. But right now, we're headed to see how this city's most iconic noodle is made.
Mr. Chen, can you tell me about the different types of noodles that you're making here at your noodle spot?
Thin, thick, fat, every kind.
Sounds like my camera guy's preference in women.
Here, the noodle making process begins by mixing wheat flour and water into a hydration machine.
When it comes to noodle making, where do some people go wrong?
The water portion is very important. So how you keep the ratio of the flour and the water.
Next, that newly formed mixture is pressed through a dough sheeter. Here, it's constantly kneaded, transforming into a smooth, firm consistency.
So the whole process of press the noodles is very important. You need to really give the consistency and the chewiness to the noodles.
Finally, the dough sheet is rolled up and fed into a noodle cutter, shredding it into delicate strands.
Actually, dandan just means the pole on the shoulder. There used to be a guy who sells this noodle on a pole on his shoulder, and he has 2 baskets, one basket for the noodle, one basket for the sauce and the balls. People didn't necessarily know his name back then, so they would just call it like, oh, that pole noodle. So that's how the name is caught on.
How did you get started in the noodle business?
He's been making noodles for 20 years. He learned from other masters and then he started making his own.
You did not start out as a family business. Same with me, my man. I didn't have a dad who was a YouTuber. He was a welder. It's not even close.
Dandan noodles aren't just about the noodles. They also require a signature spicy Sichuan sauce.
Anita, in front of us, the iconic dandan noodles.
Liu Daiyong Restaurant has been serving dandan noodles using the same recipe for over 20 years. Their dish starts with a flavorful base of chicken seasoning, MSG, peppercorn powder, soy sauce, pepper oil, oyster sauce, salted turnip, chickpeas, and green onions.
What is it that makes a good bowl of dandan noodles?
First of all, the noodle itself, you really need to have a good chewiness. Secondly, it's all about the sauce.
Then it's topped with a pile of seasoned ground pork, peanuts, and bamboo shoots. Dandan noodles here come in 2 styles, submerged in a flavorful broth or dry.
Let's mix it all up. Here, this restaurant gives a little twist to add some bamboo.
How do you feel about that?
It's not traditional, but we love bamboos here, just like all the pandas do.
Just like the pandas? Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so hot. There's layers of experience happening right now. The texture is amazing. It's got some nice bite to it. Oh man, my whole mouth right now is vibrating. It feels so weird.
After spending a week here, you'll be addicted to it.
Oh yeah?
You can't eat without it.
I'm kind of surprised with all the foods we've eaten so far, they all include peppercorn. How common is the peppercorn within the cuisine here?
Very, very common.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Chinese food is categorized into 8 great cuisines, all of which evolved in different parts of the country.
Are there any themes that stand out among Sichuan dishes?
I don't know if you've heard of the Tea Horse Road.
Tell me more.
So Tea Horse Road is where the Sichuan province, Yunnan province, and Tibet used to transport things throughout all these mountains to trade. That kind of absorbed all flavors from different places. There are over 20-something different cooking techniques.
Oh wow. If the cuisine is so broad, then how do you identify something as being Sichuan and not just something else from some other part of China?
So our signature flavor is called ma la. Ma is numbing, coming from the peppercorn, and la is spicy, coming from the chili pepper.
So these are the dan dan noodles. Incredible, but we have a lot more to see. Let's keep moving.
Let's do it.
Our next street food has no address and no phone number. And if you want to find it, you'll need a little bit of patience and a lot of luck.
How long have you been a tofu bike salesman?
20多年了。
20 years.
20 years? Why did you never just set up in one spot and sell from a stall?
哎呀，那个是帮
He says it's not economic to rent a store because he needs to pay for the rent, and he can keep the cost for the food low.
And you serve them up this.
Tofu flowers.
Tofu flowers?
Yeah.
Tofu flour, or Sichuan tofu, is a type of silken tofu made by blending soaked soybeans, then straining them through a cheesecloth. The extracted solution is cooked over high heat, then mixed with a concentrated salty solution to help it solidify, turning the mixture into a delicate tofu pudding that has a silky soft texture, but could use some help in the flavor department.
Step 1, he gently scrapes delicate layers of silky tofu into this container.
再是红油哈，
Chili oil,
红油、
green onions,
榨菜、
fermented mustard,
豆子、
mung beans,
味精、
MSG,
八角、
peppercorn,
酱油。
soy sauce.
Oh, thank you very much. I was hoping in coming here we would get a break from the heat, but evidently not. Mixing it up doesn't really change how it looks that much because all that sauce, the chili oil, it rises to the top. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
So soft.
It's so delicate, but heavy at the same time.
yeah.
The tofu, you don't even have to chew it. You just press it against the roof of your tongue and you basically drink it. And then a little bit of texture in there with the green onions, with the mung beans. And looking at this odd assortment of ingredients, I was thinking, I'm not sure what the draw is. I'm not sure why people are so addicted to this. Now, as we're eating it, I can't stop. It's silky tofu heaven. But I do feel a little bit conflicted. Is there any way you could put an animal in this?
It's possible. At some stores, they add different things, but traditionally it's without meat. And because he serves to the public, to the common people, and he wants to keep the cost low.
How much is this cup right here?
6块。
6 RMB, less than $1.
Oh, less than $1? My man. You're like Mother Teresa out here on this bike. Oh my God, can you pop a wheelie on this thing?
哦，不得行，不得行。
He said, no, that's gonna drop my tofu.
That's a good point. I'm just thinking, marketing. We should work together.
谢谢。
Okay, he's so polite.
He accepted.
My guy right here. I feel like 20 years ago, street food would have been way more prevalent in Chengdu.
Yeah, Chengdu is all about street food, and that's where the soul of the Sichuan cuisine is.
I mean, as I look around, it's a very modern city. And so I feel like over the years, is the street food kind of disappearing from Chengdu?
不是，进不到店。
Yeah, he definitely agrees. Over the years, he feels like street food is starting to become less and less on the street, but moving to the stores now.
It's not just that you're serving food, you're kind of preserving a piece of the food history here.
For sure, yeah.
For that, I will shake your hand a third time. Sir, 谢谢, thank you.
Next, we're taking on Chengdu's Chinese street food after dark. The perfect time of day for some off-the-beaten-track type of bites.
This place is wild. Actually, it was wild a second ago. I swear to God, there was like 1,000 people. Now we're rolling. There's nobody. There's a lady with a necktie. Very professional.
Here on Chengdu Food Street, locals gathered to explore an endless array of dishes, both delicious and daring.
These guys look like they got caught in a volcanic storm, frozen in time and roasted to death. Would you eat this?
I've never had it before, and I'm not tempting to try it.
All right, no turtles for me today.
Here, there's something for everyone, from mouth-watering fried pork and fresh oysters to awesome offcuts like pork trotters, stuffed intestines, and even this, rabbit heads.
It's a very popular snack.
When I think snack, I think Lay's potato chips.
What do you eat while you're watching TV?
Evidently, I should be eating more heads.
Just like eating popcorn, we eat rabbit heads.
Later during our trip in Chengdu, we're gonna be going to a rabbit farm, so I'm not gonna try that tonight, but I
Okay.
found something equally as challenging. Right here, we have a boiled or braised pig brain.
This dish stands out not just for its peculiar taste, but also for its potent health benefits.
In China, we say which parts you eat, that's the function. So if you eat the eye, helps you look better. If you eat the ear, helps you hear better.
There's other body parts I'm curious about, but I'm not gonna ask you.
There's definitely that too.
Here, raw pig brain is topped with garlic, ginger, and chili. It's placed over a hot grill. Then a sauce made of chili oil, fermented chili bean, Sichuan peppercorn, and soy sauce is poured over the brain as it cooks.
If I eat this, I will brain better.
It'll be a whole different Sonny tomorrow.
Okay, I can't wait. I need all the IQ I can get. Oh, spicy. The brain is very soft.
It tastes like more of a creamy tofu to me.
That's a good point. They've also put enoki mushrooms in there, which have a nice kind of crunch to it. It's a fascinating combination, and I'm really into it. And it's just so spicy, so flavorful, you can hardly even taste the brain itself. There's no like gaminess or intense, bold, bad flavor. Sometimes brain can be livery.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
And I think my IQ is all the way up to 90. It was pretty good. This is an excellent way to start, but let's go see what else we can find.
All right, let's do it.
Aside from its iconic hot pot culture, Sichuan cuisine is also known for its love of skewers, or chuan.
There are many different variations of sticks. One is what we call hot chuan, boiling sticks with open fire. And then we have cold chuan. You pick out your sticks and you give to the kitchen. They bring out with a cold pot without the open fire. And then we also have what's already been cooked and then served cold. We call this boboji, and that's what we're going to have.
It's cold.
Yeah, so we have two flavors here, the chili oil and the peppercorn flavor.
Oh,
Of
wow.
course.
I can't believe it. That's been kind of a theme throughout the day. Why don't you start with something easy and then more interesting and then more extreme at the end?
Maybe like a cow stomach first.
That's easy.
Dip a little bit into the sauce.
Okay, give it a little bit of a dip. This here is the tiniest morsel of meat I've ever seen in my life. How much is one stick?
1 RMB.
13 cents. Room temperature cow stomach.
Got the peppercorn flavor.
Well, a peppercorn flavor. I gotta say, that tiny piece, well, nearly undiscernible from air, but it was pretty good.
There's a chicken heart.
Oh, wow. This is barely 1 gram of meat.
All together, that's one.
Yes, if you put these 4 pieces together, it equals 1 heart.
I like the heart texture.
It's interesting because it's not warm, it's cold, it's dense, it's a little bit chewy. That being said, it's a very small amount of meat. How did you get a full mouth of stuff? It's so tiny.
So this is a snack. When people hang out at the park, they can just grab a little to go and they can try as many or as little as they want.
What's this?
Lotus root. I love it. It's really good. Lotus is amazing. The flowers are beautiful and the roots are delicious.
That's my favorite so far. It feels substantial.
Chicken feet.
Okay, chicken feet. Oh, now I see how this works. So basically, at the end of this meal, they're gonna add up all your sticks and they know how much to charge you. And they couldn't really split a foot into 7 different sticks. So what they did instead is they put 5 sticks into 1 foot. Here, you're paying 5 sticks worth for this 1 chicken foot. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a dip right here in the oil. Oh, God. It's so spicy.
Actually, the major bones are already cut out. Yeah.
Oh, so you can eat the little bit of tendon and stuff
Yeah,
that's left over.
exactly.
This actually tastes great. I love the kind of snappy tendon, the bones in there. The skin itself is a little bit like cold and leathery. I gotta say, I'm impressed. One of the best chicken feet I've ever had in my
Yeah,
life.
it's good. I like it.
With our Chengdu street food circuit complete, it's time to step up to this city's most iconic food, hot pot.
Ooh, it's intense.
Yeah, that's why I love Hotpot.
Yeah, it's very addictive.
But the hot pot I'm after is so extreme, it requires you to sign a waiver.
Is this saying that we cannot sue them, we cannot destroy their toilet?
But before I melt my insides, I'm heading to the source of hot pot to see how this liquid fire gets made.
Welcome to one of China's amazing hot pot factories. Behind me, a giant cauldron meant for cooking up huge amounts of hot pot base. The air in here is insane. Every once in a while, you'll get some chilies that have turned into gas that are floating in the air that float into your eyeball and sting you. It's unlike anything I've experienced before.
When you eat a Chengdu hot pot, an oily seasoned hot pot base is mixed with water and made hot enough to boil a variety of delicious meats. That base is packed with rich, layered flavors. Here at Sichuan Spicy Sea Factory, they're mass-producing hot pot base for over 100,000 individual restaurants in China. This empire runs smoothly under the watch of this man.
Put her there. Thank you for having us in your hot pot factory. I have so many questions. I'm very curious about this place. Question 1, how many times do you sneeze per day?
习惯了，基本上。
They get used to it. They feel this is normal.
Oh my God, it's like getting in my eyes, it's getting in my throat, in my mouth, in my nose. It's pleasure and pain combined.
But also a little bit hungry.
It's making you hungry.
Yeah.
Meet Da Hong, a full-time food influencer with an obsession for hot pots. He'll be my eating comrade for the day.
I want to get into the food. First of all, how much of this are you making each day?
天的话要80吨。
80 tons per day.
That's wild.
First, a 600-pound mix of mostly beef tallow with a little bit of rapeseed oil fill the vessel. Once it hits the right temperature, massive heaps of garlic dive into the oil to fry. Here they heat up a giant pot that can hold up to 1,200 pounds of product.
最大的挑战
They got more than 20 recipes in their factory.
I thought maybe you're making one type of hot pot base for all these different restaurants, but he's making multiple different recipes depending on where it's going.
Yeah.
Hot pot has evolved into over 30 variations across China since it first appeared more than 1,000 years ago. This factory specializes in all types of Sichuan hot pot. Among them, the Chengdu hot pot we're trying today.
How many ingredients are used here, including all the different variations of hot pot you make?
40种。
40 kinds of spices.
That doesn't mean that everyone is going to have 40, but there could be variations including up to 40 different ingredients.
Yep.
That's pretty wild.
Whatever twist to the recipe restaurants may introduce, numbing and spicy are the two must-have sensations in a Sichuan hot pot, created by two special ingredients. First off, the chilies, but not just any kind of chilies.
This one is Chishin chili. It's most popular used in hot pot base.
Dahom, good morning. Chili farmer, also good morning. My man, what's your name?
Gong De Fu.
Dong De Fu.
Gong.
Zhong.
Gong.
Zhong.
Zhong.
Yeah.
Dong De Fu. You're growing chilies that people are eventually going to be using for hot pot. Does hot pot require one certain chili, or are there a bunch of different chilies folks use in Sichuan?
用的多种，
They
但是
use
他们用
various
其
of chilies, but Chishin chili is most important because it's fragrant and super spicy.
Originating in Sichuan province, this is one of the hottest chili peppers in southern China, with a Scoville score of up to 100,000, about the same as a Thai chili and just below a habanero.
Chishin chili is quite expensive, so the restaurant won't use entirely Chishin chili in a pot. They will use 30% of Chishin chili and 70% other cheaper chilies.
And what makes these other chilies cheaper?
其他的辣椒，
The
它
other
就是
chili
过了
will
年以
grow
后
faster, and this kind of chili is not as spicy and not this kind of aroma. The tip of the Chishin chili is sweet. He said, I don't know, let's try.
All right.
It's kind of sweet, but also very
有一点点
spicy.
甜点。
It is a little bit sweet.
Yeah.
A bit fresh. It's really aromatic. It's almost like a flower.
好像花一样啊。
是啊，
He said, no way. I'm full of it.
He said yes.
He agreed?
Yeah.
So this is one of the main important key ingredients in our hot pot base. But there's one more thing we're going to see out here in the countryside that is absolutely essential, that is unique to Sichuan. This is the Sichuan peppercorn. Some Americans might be confused when you say pepper and corn together, but actually all the black pepper eaten in America is peppercorn that got ground down into black table pepper. But this is something completely different.
Sichuan peppercorn is practically unavoidable in Sichuan. It's the defining flavor of the region's cuisine.
These were dried, they're baked, they're chopped, they're scattered amongst so many of the different street foods I tried. My whole mouth right now is vibrating.
Despite its name, the Sichuan peppercorn doesn't come from the pepper family, but the citrus family, an origin that gives it a unique taste that no other ingredient can replicate.
Sichuan hot pot, also called mala hot pot. La means spicy, ma means numbing. When you eat peppercorn, first of all, the tongue will go numbing.
So that means you can't feel your tongue.
Yeah, you can feel your tongue. Then the oral will go numbing. If you eat a lot, the stomach will start a little bit numbing. When you eat too much, your face is a little bit numbing.
Really?
Yeah, you can try it.
Describe it. It's very green, a little grassy, somewhat sour, a bit of citrus to it. Oh,
Ooh.
it's crunchy on the inside.
Yeah, the seed is in there.
Oh, wow. Just one is so powerful.
Wow, the numbing.
I chewed it on my right side, so the right side of my face on the inside is going numb. So how long is this gonna last?
I don't know, maybe 12 minutes.
Did you make that number up?
Yeah.
It's fresh, it's really fragrant, a bit citrusy, like a sour orange. I can't believe how fruity it is.
And so appetizing, right?
A bit confusing. It's so new for me, my man. It tastes like I put a fruity 9-volt battery on my tongue. It's like a jolt of electricity. Have you ever put a battery on your tongue?
Never.
Car battery even? No?
No.
Soon I'll experience the power of Sichuan peppercorn combined with Xiqing chili in 3 completely different hot pots, ending with one that may just break my anus.
It's called 菊花蚕. 菊花in Chinese means apple, and 蚕 means disable. Also disable.
But first, these fiery ingredients must join the others in the making of the hot pot base. Fresh chili peppers go into the giant pot of swirling beef tallow and garlic. Next, fennel, a secret spice blend requested by the restaurant, chili bean paste, Sichuan pepper sauce, and a bucket full of even more beef tallow.
This is the final step, and they're letting me do it. I can't believe it. Right here, we have what they call chili red. It is basically a natural food coloring that's gonna give it that beautiful red color that we desire in our hot pot base. Let's put it in there. Oh, the heat, the smell, everything is just radiating from this massive wok. In just about 10 minutes from now, this is gonna finish cooking and they're gonna dump it out. It'll be ready for portioning after that once it cools down a bit. But man, cooking on a massive scale, I've never seen anything like this when it comes to hot pot. I love it. This is the hot, liquefied hot pot base. It's full of oil, flavor, garlic, and chilies. It's so hot and steamy. I mean, this is essentially what you get at the restaurant. Right now, you could get a skewer, put your meat in there, cook it, and eat it straight away, except for the fact that they gave me this so I wouldn't eat. What the heck?
From here, the hot pot base is either packed into small portions to sell at grocery stores, or delivered in large batches to restaurants. And that is where we're headed now.
Welcome to a room few have seen before. This is the hot pot broth back room that nobody ever gets to see when they come to a restaurant like this. Right now, I'm with the owner of this hot pot location. Sir, put her there.
For over 28 years, Mr. Lee's restaurant has been a trusted destination for authentic traditional hot pot, with a recipe that dates back over 1 century.
We already went to the factory where they saw them make this right here. This is the hot pot base, and there is a lot of it. This thing must weigh at least 600 to 700 pounds. The base is chock full of chilies, peppercorns, there's fennel, there's star anise, there's a little bit of everything in there, and it smells amazing. Oh God. All right, that will not wash out easily. You have to be careful. I recommend not wearing white shirts to locations such as this. Right here, we have another component. This right here, what he has is beef tallow, and it's soaked with all the same flavors of the base, but this is just the pure oil. So before the hot pot broth heads to your table to get melted down, he's got to combine these two elements. He takes a little bit of base and he puts it in the bottom of the pot, and then the oil, my God, I cannot believe how much oil goes inside. This is ridiculous.
Mr. Lee adds even more heat to the hot pot base with a bowl of chilies. He dilutes it with water, then leaves the task of eating to Da Hong and me.
This is my first taste of the true traditional Chengdu hot pot. First of all, this thing is boiling like crazy. Is this kind of normal? You just keep it going like this?
Yeah, we just keep going like this.
I love it. We have all these different assorted meats around us. What should we start with?
We should go with sliced yak.
This is a strong thing to start with. All right, let's go for it. Show me the way.
Just dipping.
Give it a little bit of a dip. So this is why all this meat is sliced so thin. We put it in the boiling oil and water, and it just takes a short time to cook all the way through.
It's okay.
Well, it's yak. I don't think yak has to be well done. It's not pork.
Cheers. It's tender and juicy, right?
Nice, juicy, soft, but pretty lean. It's not a fatty kind of meat.
Wow, the spiciness.
It's, oh, wow.
Wow.
The heat, it builds slowly. It's like a warm glow that keeps growing in intensity. It is also a little bit of that mouth-numbing effect that you get from those peppercorns. Ooh, it's intense.
Yeah, that's why I love hot pot.
Yeah, it's very addictive. What should we try next?
Let's try sliced wagyu.
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 Wag?
Wagyu. Wagyu.
Now, this is completely different from the yak because this has the nice marbled fat. Give it a little bit of a dip. I think that's good.
I think it's good.
So, this is our dipping sauce.
Minced garlic, cilantro, scallions, and a small can of sesame oil create Chengdu's hot pot condiment of choice.
We're cooking the meat in oil. We take it out of the oil, and then we dip it in some oil.
You just try it. It's not taste like oil. It's very fresh. What do you think?
It's delicious. I'm not sure how much sesame oil is utilized in American cooking, but it's so smoky. And then it's just taken on the flavors of everything else in here, especially that garlic. What do you think of the broth? I love it.
I love it too. It's spicy and numbing, and a lot of spices, fragrance.
Yeah, he's put fennel and star anise and other herbs inside. I was scared about the heat. The first bite was a little bit intense, but as you keep eating it, it's like the poison is also the remedy. It's hot, but then if you keep eating, you don't feel the pain.
Yeah.
So here we have pork belly.
The pork should cook longer than beef.
So the average hot pot session lasts how long?
At least 1 hour. If you drink beer, it will be last to 3 hours or more. It's not just a meal in China. It's more like a social activity. When you eat hot pot, you don't play with phones. You drink beers, we talk, we share the story about your life. It's cute.
Yeah, that's good, right?
For you, it's okay.
You're paranoid, aren't you? I think it's gonna be fine.
Whoa.
That is so good.
And I think the pork can absorb more soup than beef.
Yeah, I think you have a point there. Half of what we ate is just fat, and the fat has so much flavor. So we got fat on oil on oil. It's gonna be a rough night. So all this food has been amazing, but for me, it's a little bit on the normal side.
Sure, okay.
From here, we're gonna go to a hot pot place that has such a huge variety of meats, including some stuff that's a bit unusual, at least for us Americans. I'm talking innards, different unusual organs, blood. Be honest, everything that's on the table right now, have you eaten it before?
Yeah, I eat this like every week, and it's so good.
Okay, that's all I want is a testimonial.
Okay.
So we have two parts of the beef tripe today. This is the reticulum.
Reticulum.
Yeah, no person on earth knows this, except for farm vets.
The reticulum is a small pouch located near the cow's heart. Before being sliced up, it looks like this.
Wow, it's my first time touching it. Ugh. This looks like something that you finish polishing a car with. It looks soft, it's got bristles, it won't scratch anything. Everyone knows cow stomachs have 4 compartments. This is the second compartment of the cow stomach.
Before food reaches the reticulum, it must pass through the rumen, a large compartment that can hold more than 25 gallons. Here, the food is soaked and softened, making digestion easier. Then it moves to the reticulum.
And then this thing helps kick back some of the bigger pieces so the cow can continue chewing it even more. That means this is probably a gamey piece of meat. It probably is exposed to a lot of stomach acid and just a lot of delicious flavors. I cannot wait to put this in a hot pot and see how it tastes.
In Sichuan, we have a saying that is, eat 毛肚, only take 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So good.
It's so good. It has an amazing texture. It's so crunchy.
Yeah.
It's very thin. The part that looks like a scouring pad that you would clean your counter with, you can feel that the texture on there.
It's a pot.
Yeah, those little bumps. But at the same time, it's so thin and kind of crunchy. It's got a nice crunch to it.
It's funny to chew.
Beyond that, this broth is also a level up from our last broth. This is even more spicy, even more numbing. Then we have this kind of stomach right here. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze again. No. All right, wow, oh my God.
Bless you.
It happened. Wow, this is such a unique preparation. It looks like the bristles of a broom.
These are slices of the omesum, which originally looked like this.
This is the third chamber of the stomach, and you can see the texture is completely different. Look at all these scary, wild, ripply pieces inside of the stomach.
These layers act like a sponge, squeezing out any excess water from the food, leaving only the good stuff to enter the fourth and final compartment, the abomesum, which is similar to our human stomachs. Here, all the energy and nutrients are extracted from the food.
This is why we can't be vegan. We don't have whatever this is going on inside of us. Cows, they're vegan, and somehow their body, through the use of all these stomach chambers, is able to capture enough nutrients. But humans, we need to eat the cow. Sorry, cow.
We can toss the whole plate into that.
Oh, okay, sure, let's do it.
This needs some time to cook, and this should be too.
Oh, that's the blood.
Dark blood.
It's interesting because they've poured blood into a bowl. It's kind of coagulated. They've cut it into cubes.
Yeah, they put something made them taste like a very tender tofu.
While these are cooking, let's talk about the other 2 foods that are remaining. Right here, we have goose intestines. They've been cleaned very thoroughly, and it looks like they've been cut down one side and spread open, so they almost look like fat, thick noodles.
Oh, come on, you can have some more. At least 5, okay?
Okay.
Oh, 2 is enough.
Dude, thank you for downgrading so quickly. The texture is tremendous.
It's kind of crunchy and tender at the same time.
Yeah, because it's like flexible, but then when you bite into it, crunch. Not as crunchy as the initial cow stomach that we had, but man, that is such a unique experience. I love it. I think it's unfortunate that in the USA, we don't really appreciate strange or unusual textures. Maybe our most unusual texture would be like a medium rare steak.
That's too basic.
When you come to a place like China, you come to appreciate organs and you stop seeing them as these strange body parts and you start to see them as just a different mouth feel. That said, I think everything that's in here is done. The tripe has cooked through. It looks insane. It looks like an enoki mushroom.
Wow. One more.
This time it's very different. It's not crunchy, it's more spongy. It's absorbing the broth. So all the flavor, all the oil is getting absorbed into the stomach. Every time you take a bite, it's like a spongy texture that releases all this flavor. So he uses the sieve, he pulls out the blood cakes, and they are so tender. You have to be really gentle. It's like silky tofu.
Yeah, it's very silky, right?
I like eating animal parts that remind me of vegetarian food. Because yes, I could just eat silky tofu.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. Who cares? This is the life force of a duck, but it's delicate, it's soft, it breaks apart or almost liquefies in your mouth. This is so good. From here, we have one food remaining. I saw this food earlier, but I had no idea what it was. Take a look, guys. In all my travels, I have never seen any organ that looks like this. It looks insane. It feels gelatinous and floppy.
It's cow's aorta. A-O-R-T-A, aorta.
I just feel like people and kids and adults in China just have a better grasp on anatomy. No American knows this.
I don't know what is aorta either. I just love to eat it.
Well, you really don't know what it is?
I think it's the organ to pump the blood to other organs.
I think it plumps the blood, yes.
Yeah.
But let me see. The aorta, it is the body's largest artery and it's responsible for carrying oxygen-rich blood from the heart to the rest of the body. That's an important job.
And that's really delicious. Maybe wait 2 or 3 minutes.
All right, so while that's boiling, I have some questions for you. You are a content creator. Why did you get started?
Ooh. Because I like to eat. I like to search some local restaurant. Then I think, why should I spend my money on this for making money? So I start recording my own vlog.
And so which platform for you is your main platform?
Weibo and Bilibili.
These names may sound alien because China is a different planet when it comes to social media. Here you won't find Facebook, YouTube, X, or even MySpace. In their place, China has developed its own versions of these websites.
We have Douyin, TikTok.
Douyin is TikTok?
Yeah, Douyin is the original TikTok. And Xiaohongshu, kind of similar to Instagram. We have Weibo, kind of like Twitter or X. And we have Bilibili, kind of like YouTube.
So in your videos, what is your special value?
I think sometimes I'm funny, sometimes.
Me too. Occasionally, but it happens. Here and there. So I'm gonna pull up some of this aorta. It looks completely different.
After boil, it will become smaller.
Yeah, it really did shrink quite a bit, and the texture changed too. It's because they had this diamond cut pattern. I like it. It's different than I expected. I expected it to be more hard, like a trachea or like the throat or something, but it's pretty soft. It's kind of slippery and loose. As you're biting it, it's kind of shooting around my mouth and a bit mushy in the way that a boiled mushroom would be.
You said all the things I want to say.
Oh, shit. I'll let you talk next time first. From here, we are going to go to the hottest hot pot that exists in this country. I've been told this actually makes folks in China sick.
In that Hotpot restaurant, got a dish that named 菊花残. 菊花 in Chinese means arsehole, and 残 means disable. Arsehole disable.
Robert, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Sonny, for having me.
Joining me for the final meal, Robert, a fellow American and food travel YouTuber who's called China home for 12 years.
Here we have a food that looks innocent. But the truth is, this is a violent form of protein that could rip apart your insides. It's so violent that you have to sign a waiver before you can even eat this. Now here's the problem. The waiver is all in Mandarin. Can you translate this for me?
Oh my god, this dish is break your asshole balls, made by pork, lettuce roots, and shuan chili. Shuan chili is the most spicy chili in Asia. Its spiciness is up to 700,000 degrees. Can I go home now?
This is the first time for you, right?
Yeah, it's my first time.
How do you feel?
I feel confident to run home.
Yeah. So is this saying that we cannot sue them, we cannot destroy their toilets?
Oh my god, I don't know. Just sign it. Eat it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a contract with a Chinese company written in Chinese. Okay.
Fortunately, I did not sign to give away my YouTube channel. The contract simply says the restaurant takes no responsibility for my life or lack thereof after I've eaten this meatball.
So I was asking the workers here all around. 2 of the workers have tried these out of all the workers here.
Yep.
And there's a lot of workers. They're all scared.
I am told that even some Chinese folks have come here, they've eaten this and they got sick.
But we are not afraid because we are brave.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta call you out. I feel like you're cheating. I saw you earlier, you're sneaking rice. Meanwhile, do you know what I coated my stomach with? 2 other portions of hot pot. This is my 3rd hot pot today. So listen, nobody rush into it. We're gonna do it together. Here's the big question. Do we do half or do we all?
Let's do all.
Wow.
Let's just go
Let's
for
do
it.
it all.
Give it a little bit of a dip because we're not savages over here. This is perhaps the spiciest meat you will find in all of China. Give it a shot. Uh-oh. That's gonna kill my ass. It's gotta be like half chilies. There's so many chilies that it's bitter.
Whoa.
Dude, your face is swelling.
My tear is coming out.
Don't touch your eyes.
Actually, that's not that spicy.
It's building up.
Okay, like it's spicy. It is building up a little bit. I'm gonna hiccup. Accept the hiccups.
This guy over here, he's got hiccups. He's saying it's not that spicy. That's dumb spicy, dude.
Ooh.
It's not even yummy. It's so many chilies. It must be like 20% pork, 80% chilies.
Ooh.
I feel like someone heated up a piece of rebar until it was red and glowing hot and they shoved it down my throat.
Shit.
They brought milk. Okay, I accept. Oh, yogurt beverage. Here's why I underestimated this. I think the general food here is not that spicy, but this isn't food. This is a gimmick.
Like, what's the one chip challenge? Like, I've never done the one chip.
One chip challenge can't compare to this.
What?
This is way worse. The yogurt helps for like 10 seconds and then the pain comes back. Oh no. Did fire come out?
Yeah. It's burning in my mouth.
I don't want this anymore. We should have taken a little bite. Why did we eat the whole one?
Because we are chili bro.
We're chili bros.
Yeah, we are chili bro.
We're chili bros.
We are chili
Hey.
bros.
My taste buds are completely scorched, but my stomach wants more. So after dipping chicken, pork, and beef in a hot broth, we're diving into the world of proteins that some consider a food and others consider a pet.
Oh my god, so big.
I'm talking about rabbit, and here, they're not afraid to eat it for breakfast.
Good morning from Sichuan, China. Right here we got something cooking up. Can you smell it? That is rabbit.
Let's back up. This recipe starts with rabbit meat, all different parts of the rabbit cubed up into tiny pieces, then seasoned with star anise, cinnamon, cardamom, garlic, leeks, and other flavor enhancers. Heat up a hefty helping of oil and add the rabbit meat in to fry. Season with a combination of soy sauce, chili powder, dried chilies, sugar, MSG, bouillon powder, and ground Sichuan pepper for that Sichuan signature spice.
This province in China absolutely loves rabbit. 70% of the rabbits eaten in this country are eaten right here in this province. This is gonna be one iconic breakfast. Yes, Mr. Fu? Yeah.
Let the fully cooked rabbit cool for about 8 hours before serving. This is essential because this dish is meant to be served cold, or at least room temperature. Breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day, but it turns out this is not a breakfast. It's more of a snacky item that you have with beer. How do I feel about drinking beer at 10 a.m.? Pretty good, actually. Good old whatever this is. Before I take my first bite, I want to tell you what I think is so interesting about the topic of rabbit. There's a famous billboard, and the billboard says, all animals want to live, where do you draw the line? I would draw it right here. Yeah, that's right. So on one side, you have cats and dogs, and then on the other side, you have chickens, pigs, cows, horse, and rabbit. Yes, I've eaten horse, and guess what? I will eat horse again. I love horse. So right here we have 2 bowls of our cold rabbit. I was asking like, hey, can I get a ladle to shove this in my mouth? No, chopsticks. This is how they stay thin. 1 piece of meat at a time. Cheers. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a bone. I'm starting to see why this is more of a drinking food and less of a really substantial food. Looking at it, I thought I could just chomp down with confidence, but apparently not. I'm starting to get a little bit of that flavor. It is spicy and it is oily. I'm gonna try to dig down to the oil and kind of dip some of these pieces into that oily sauce. My God, I knew rabbits were lean, but this is a lot of bone so far. You gotta be careful, but here and there you get a golden nugget that's absolutely perfect. The meat itself is very lean, but it's small enough and fried, so it has a lovely dense kind of texture to it. Plus, it's not like it's gonna be dry because it's just absolutely soaking in oil. Wow, there's the numbing peppercorn and there's the hot chilies, both working together. It's super heavy, it's oily, it's savory, and it is just an explosion of flavor. There are so many delicious spices in here. So this is our introductory meal to one of the most fascinating foods in the Sichuan region. Soon we'll visit a restaurant where Sichuan's signature dish dares to spotlight a full rabbit skull. We got major brains in here. I'm peeling them out with my finger. But first, I want to learn how local farms are attempting to keep up with the insane demand for rabbit.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. These rabbits are 12 days old. Oh my god, he's so naughty.
Don't squeeze too much.
Meet rabbit-loving English teacher Jared and Miss Wang, the general manager of this giant farm that houses over 20,000 rabbits.
提供一个很好的场。
When they started this farm, they actually imported 1,000 rabbits from France so they can keep reproducing.
What's this?
It's just nothing. No.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering. Sorry.
Even though this farm produces 300,000 rabbits each year, that's only 0.1% of Sichuan's yearly rabbit consumption.
People here have been eating rabbits for over 3 centuries. There are some domestic local breed.
Now, many have switched to this French breed of rabbit. Why use the French rabbits? Because they have strong unions over there. These rabbits will definitely not work 5 days a week.
They have a high quality of meat and they have a shorter life cycle to grow up.
That's interesting. So you're saying from the time it takes to go from being a baby to a full-grown adult, it's faster with this breed.
Yes.
After 1 month of drinking milk, the kittens mature and fill out a bit. From here, the teenage rabbits are transferred to the adult barn, where they eat their way to their inevitable fate.
So right here we have what seems to be kind of a teenager rabbit. This woman is fearless. She's grabbing it by the scruff of the neck, unfazed by the fact that she could get nibbled to death. Here's our carrot.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, if things go wrong, it's great for camera. Wow, this is a very cute rabbit.
Yeah, it's in perfect condition.
Tell me about how old the rabbit should be before it's ready to be slaughtered.
70 days.
How old do you think this one is?
60 days old. Yeah.
60 days old.
Yeah, so she doesn't have much time left.
In a week and a half.
Yeah.
It knows. Why not wait for the rabbits to get way bigger?
When they are 70 days old, they usually weigh around 2.5 to 3 kilos. That's when they taste the best. And the people here, they have very high standard for food.
Where I'm from in the USA, eating rabbit is not unheard of, but it's not super common. Here where you've grown up in China, where is that line between pet and food?
There's no straight line to this. It depends on different regions. People in Sichuan, basically they would consider rabbit as a perfect choice of meat. But in other provinces of China, most people would prefer to treat it as a cute pet.
Too often when people think of other countries, they think of it as just one entity. But China's a massive country with over 1 billion people and people with so many different perspectives and cultures within the one country. Whereas here, people might love it and consider it meat. Somewhere else, they wouldn't consider eating it at all.
While most of these rabbits are sold to markets and restaurants at 70 days old, a select few are given a rare chance to stay behind and grow enormous.
Oh, I think she's scared of it. It's so big. This thing is a mammoth. Oh, this is like the Hulk of rabbits.
Oh my God, so big.
I'm picking it up by the scruff of the neck. How much do you think this one weighs?
Around 6 kilos.
That's getting up to around 14 pounds. If you need to butcher them usually at 70 days, why do you have this one that's so old?
They are for the breeding.
Oh, this one's for...
Yeah.
Look at this guy. No wonder he's so energetic. Is it possible that this male could be the father to thousands of children?
Very likely, I think.
Would you say this is like the top G of all the rabbits?
Yes, definitely top G.
Top G's children are sold to distributors like Miss Wang. She buys live rabbits, makes them not alive, then sells them.
Why not butcher the rabbits already and put it in a refrigerator? Why is it important to have the rabbits alive here at the market?
Because the meat is much fresher. It tastes better.
That's it? People don't mind the fact that they're so adorable and soft. They're very soft.
That's not an issue here because people in Sichuan have been eating rabbit since they were a kid.
Who is the biggest customer? Are folks coming here just to get rabbit to bring home and cook themselves?
The biggest customer here is actually big restaurants.
For someone to buy an entire rabbit, about how much does that cost?
It's around 40 to 50 yuan RMB. Rabbit is the same price as pork, and then beef is almost double the price.
I thought it might be on the expensive side, but it's pretty affordable. Why do folks here love rabbit so much?
You don't get fat by eating rabbit.
My meal this morning, the rabbit was literally sitting in oil. And even in that case, you don't get fat?
Definitely not getting fat. Just look at me.
So she eats that too?
Of course, for decades.
Amazing. I didn't realize when I was eating that with my beer, I was basically eating diet food. Rabbits. She gets it from farmers. She sells them to restaurants. Restaurants, like where we're going, next. Before we go to this restaurant, I must know, what is the most prized part of the rabbit?
That's definitely the rabbit head.
Really?
The cheekbones of the rabbit head is so chewy, and there are some liquid in the brain that you can suck it.
Okay.
To experience that, we've come to our final destination, a restaurant that specializes in turning rabbits from raw to ravishing. Running things around here, Mr. Chen.
I'm happy to be here at your shockingly large rabbit restaurant. We've got this right here.
Before diving straight into the rabbit head, Mr. Chen offers an appetizer of fresh ginger rabbit. To start off, rabbit is cut down to squarish, bite-sized pieces. Chop up an excessive amount of green chilies, red chilies, and baby ginger, a fresh note to subtly balance the upcoming onslaught of oil and spices.
In some ways, it looks similar to the dish I had this morning. What is the difference here?
The biggest difference is that one is a cold dish, but this one is a hot dish. Personally, I prefer the hot dishes.
I'm down for some hot meat.
Fire up the stove, add oil to the wok, then throw in adult ginger, fermented chili bean paste, Sichuan pepper, bird's eye chili, and let those flavors mingle. Add water to calm the oil down, then soy sauce, sugar, a proprietary spice blend, MSG, and chicken bouillon. In a separate wok with scorchingly hot oil, give the rabbit meat a little bit of a dip, then scoop it over into the spiced up wok. Add fresh baby ginger, green chilies, and red chilies.
LEECH too has a history of over 100 years, but this one has been alive for about 2 decades.
Let those flavors infuse into the rabbit and serve.
I see a load of chilies in here. It looks crazy spicy.
You should try this.
Just try ginger?
Yeah. It's very tender and quite juicy.
Yeah, it smells amazing. It tastes amazing. It's very soft. It's not woody like older ginger can be. And it has a little bit of a sourness to it.
It's quite unique.
But it's not rabbit. These pieces are so microscopic. They're so tiny. Oh, but so yummy.
There are several layers of flavors in this. You get the spicy flavor and you get the numbing flavor.
I agree with that. I love the flavor. I wish it was something I could bite into. Like,
不够入味。
The reason why they cut it in such small pieces is because otherwise it's not gonna be so savory.
this feels really like a kind of communal food. A food that you have when you're drinking or enjoying some alcoholic beverages.
Perfect for sharing.
That is what I'm getting. I mean, it's spicy, it's numbing, but that ginger too, it's so fresh. It kind of cuts through some of that heaviness and it creates a nice flavor profile. I really like it. This, fantastic. Here's the problem. I want to look at a piece of meat and go, that right there is rabbit. And do you know the perfect dish to do that with?
Rabbit head.
Sichuan's culinary pride begins with the braising of rabbit heads, turning them from a pink nightmare to a brown nightmare. Perceptive to my desire for a substantial bite, the chef adds rabbit legs, braised to perfect tenderness. Drop the heads into oil, then crank up the heat. Stir until the exterior is crispy, then remove them from the wok. Next, it's time for the rabbit legs, getting the same crispification treatment, but for more time due to their size. Return the rabbit heads to the hot wok and heavily spice them up with red chilies, Sichuan pepper, ginger, soy sauce, a 13-spice powder, and sesame seeds. Quickly stir to distribute the flavors, then let the legs join the party. Give the wok some time to do its magic. Then once the flavors have reached full potency, serve. That is after you let everything cool down to room temperature.
This is the heaviest beer I've ever held in my life. Clink.
My God. It's like 1 liter. It's good. Rabbit is one of the 12 zodiac years in Chinese. So if people are born in the year of rabbit, they are considered to be very compassionate, agile, and very smart.
What year were you?
A snake.
The rabbit looks amazing, but first, we must glove up.
It's too oily.
All right, this is what I've been waiting all day for. Something I can really sink my teeth into. It's a leg of a rabbit, and it actually looks like
a chicken wing.
Yes, I say we just give this a shot.
It's good.
Oh dear Lord, that's spicy. It's so oily.
The edges of the leg, it's really crispy. I love that.
Here's what the texture is. If you get KFC and then you leave it in the refrigerator overnight, the next day you reach in and you start to peel the chicken away without warming it up, it's kind of like that, like thick, hard, coagulated.
Quite chewy. I think it's quite savory.
It has an intense coat of essentially a chili oil at this point.
Did you sense the numbing spice in it?
A bit of numbing spice and a lot of chilies.
And it's basically all lean meat, literally no fat.
Very lean, but you are getting the oil from this pool of chili oil underneath. So oddly enough, there is a strange balance. It's unique. It's something different. I'm not sure I could see myself craving something like this. Do you like it? I think it's kind of okay. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, it's good, but I think chicken wings are better, actually.
A unique food to be sure. But then we have this, the head of the rabbit.
First, you need to split it into 2.
Go under the jaw, beneath the head, and split it in half.
And you can eat the cheekbones first.
Right.
Like this.
I like that. Basically, we're eating this right here.
Yeah, exactly.
That muscle is very well developed in the rabbit,
Rabbits are eating grass all the time, so they chews a lot.
but it's also kind of a darker meat, so it actually does contain some fat in there too. Right here, there's a rabbit tongue. Should we eat that?
Everything here you can see is pretty much edible.
Oh, that's good. Soft.
Unique.
It's kind of like a sheep tongue, but a miniature version.
The best part of eating a rabbit head is you have to suck its brain.
That's the best part, you said?
The local said.
We got major brains in here. I'm peeling them out with my finger. This was probably the Einstein or Elon Musk of rabbits right here. You got your brain?
Yeah, I've already finished it.
Oh, okay. All right, pretend to eat it with me.
Okay. I think I got some.
There you go. Cheers.
Okay.
It's kind of livery or like the kidney. It kind of has a little bit of an organ flavor, but again, that seasoning, that sauce, that oil has creeped into every crevice of this skull. I gotta say, overall, it looks terrifying, especially when you see a big pile of them. But when you try it out with a little bit of a buzz, it's not so bad.
Though folks here love rabbit, China really runs on pork. It's everywhere and in everything.
Right here, we have a boiled or braised pig brain.
But in a country this massive, with hundreds of ethnicities, religions, and cultures, not everyone is eating the same way.
Which one do you think is better, beef or pork?
I don't know. I don't eat pork.
You've never had pork?
Next, I'm diving into the world of China's Hui Muslims to see how they preserve their food traditions in a pork-dominated country.
Today is all about Chinese Muslim food. We've been in Chengdu for some time now, and a lot of the food here seems to revolve around spiciness and the numbing Sichuan peppercorn, a flavor profile which together means mala, numbing spice. Today I want to see how Muslim Chinese food departs from what we've already experienced here in Chengdu.
Behind me, a restaurant known for a variety of halal dishes. But the real draw here, the food people line up for.
Some call it a halal burger, some call it a meat pie. To be honest, that does not look like a burger to me. I'm gonna go with meat pie on this one.
It begins with kneaded dough that's been resting in oil. That dough is flattened into long strips, primed and ready to receive some fillings. Fillings made of ground beef and fat, mixed with a secret spice blend and a load of scallion oil. Atop a strip of dough, layer on a bit of sesame oil, then the beef filling, some chopped scallions, and a hint of powdered Sichuan peppercorn before rolling it up.
This is not a light food. This is not a diet food. This is a food absolutely smothered in oil. Before it even goes in the fryer, they're using their hands to rub even more oil on top of it, and then it's sitting in a pool of oil. Their fryers look incredible. Basically, it's like they shallow fry it, but they also compress it, heating it from both sides for several minutes until it turns a beautiful golden brown like this. The only thing left to do is to give it a try. Oh my Lord. That's good. That is extremely crunchy and extremely flaky. It really doesn't get more crunchy than this. I mean, there are just layers and layers of crunch, of bread, of carbohydrate, and of fried bread right here. The crunch of that bread is immensely satisfying every single time. And then there's the flavor of the meat inside. Beef, not pork. So this is gonna be a bit of a theme for today. China is known for its vast consumption of pork. In fact, people in China eat so much pork they can't even keep up with their own demand. In fact, my country produces a lot of the pork that's then exported to China so it can be eaten here. How do you survive in a country that is so in love with pork if you don't eat pork?
It seems like every food you come across in Chengdu contains pork. From our street food tour, this crispy fried bread was sprinkled with a bit of pork meat. These noodles, soaked in a broth made with pork lungs. The don don noodles were topped with a minced pork sauce. Then there's this, braised pig brain, which, you guessed it, came from the head of a pig. So if Muslim folks want to remain pork-free, where do they go?
Today I'm on a mission to meet with members of the Hui Muslim community, go to their restaurants and try these foods, seeing how they compare to typical Chinese fare and other food here in Chengdu.
Soon, I'll be discovering more hidden halal gems, food from this beauty,
It's really nice. Look, I want to eat it right now.
all the way to this beast.
If it was galloping through a field, it would be like this.
But any good Muslim meal must start off here.
Sir, put her there. Ma'am, do you shake her? Okay.
Mr. Meat is the owner and butcher of not just any butcher shop, but one that's halal certified. That means there's absolutely no pork. Instead, he trades in beef, prepared according to Halal standards. Local Hui Muslim, Xiao, is here to tell me exactly what that means.
The butcher has to be done by a special person. There is an exact direction we have to face to kill the cow. They must use a knife and they will dry the blood.
That's very similar to what Muslim folks do around the world.
Yeah.
Mr. Mi used to be an imam, someone who provides religious guidance and leads prayer at the mosque. People like him belong to the third largest minority group in China.
You are a Hui
Yeah,
Muslim as
yeah,
well. Are you still eating strictly halal?
Yeah. When I have free time, I will go to some places like this to purchase my own stuff and cook by myself.
I always think, it's a different story if you're in a country like Malaysia or Indonesia. There's many halal options.
Yeah.
But here, it might not always be convenient to get the food that you require. Has it ever been a challenge for you to find halal food sometimes, depending on where you are in the city?
Muslim traders and diplomats first arrived in China from the Middle East and Central Asia in the 7th century. Today, around 18 million Muslims live in China, with the Hui people, 11 million strong, forming the largest Islamic ethnic group in the country.
I think it's very convenient now because halal restaurant is all around the places. I don't think it's not inconvenient.
So it is convenient.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Though they adhere to Islamic rules, the Hui people share many cultural traits with the Han majority. But when it comes to food, that's where things get interesting.
When I started my food tour here in Chengdu, it started with pork lungs boiling in a broth. Although we did not eat them, it was flavoring the broth. And I love the idea that I might finish the series with another set of lungs. By the end of today, I'm going to be trying a food called imperial lung slices. What else is in this dish? Yes. That's a big old head of a cow, and this is a halal head. If you want, you could eat every part of this.
I can eat it.
Soon, I'll finally get a taste of those imperial lung slices, an ancient and bizarre-sounding dish. But first, I'm trying one of the most popular noodle dishes among Hui people, and you'll find it here.
This whole place where we are, this neighborhood, there are a few different shops selling a similar type of food, and it's all halal food, right?
Because there's a mosque here.
Yeah, you would never guess, I guess. If you weren't from here, you would look at this and you wouldn't necessarily think it's a mosque, but that's a mosque.
If there's a mosque, there must be some halal restaurant around here, and there's also social medias will recommend halal foods for people. That's the main way I find halal restaurants.
Let's talk about what we've got, starting with this right here. This is
Beef noodle with bamboo shoots.
Here the recipe starts by adding green onions, chicken powder, Sichuan peppercorn, MSG, soy sauce, and chili oil into a bowl, then soaking these flavors in a rich, flavorful stewed beef broth.
Usually in Sichuan, people will use pork for this dish, but for Hui people, we will substitute it with beef.
Next, a portion of freshly boiled wheat noodles is added, topped with bok choy, stewed tender beef, bamboo shoots from the broth, and a sprinkle of fresh cilantro.
Should we taste the bamboo?
This is Sichuan special.
It has a great flavor because it's a little bit sour and it's fibrous. The broth is looking pretty red and oily. What's going on with this broth?
They like to add Sichuan pepper in it.
I've had some of that during this trip. Oh, I want to try some of the meat. The beef is beautifully braised. It just has a wonderful soft texture to it. Now, can I say something? There's not a lot of beef here. There's about 3 pieces this size. What's going on there?
Because it's not too expensive for a bowl, so they cannot add so much beef in it.
Shrinkflation is killing everybody out here. Oh, wow. I think that could give Dum Dum Noodles a run for its money. It's very flavorful.
Noodles is the most popular food for Hui people. They like to eat noodles a lot.
Chinese Islamic cuisine originated in Inner China, drawing heavy influence from Beijing-style cooking.
How is Hui food different from other food in China?
The ingredients have to be halal. Another thing is they have to adjust their own cuisine with local features.
So folks are taking similar recipes or the same recipes, but just substituting a different meat.
Yeah.
This is an example right here.
This dish starts with a mix of ground beef, sticky rice, and rice flour, all marinated in those signature Sichuan flavors. The mixture is packed into a bowl and steamed. Once done, it's topped with minced garlic, chili powder, and fresh scallions for that extra kick.
Should we give it a shot?
Okay.
Oh my lord.
Garlic.
There's so much garlic. I love it.
If you have to pick one, which one will be?
Well, that's tough. I think they worked good together because all the beef that was missing in here is hidden in here. It's really quite excellent. So it's kind of half carbs, half protein, half oil. With restaurants like these, are non-Muslims coming here to eat as well?
I think all the people will come here because non-Muslims, they also like food made by Muslims.
And then everyone's just getting the best of everybody else's cuisine. Instead of having pork, hey, maybe today you have a little bit more beef. I love it. I think this is an incredible meal. That said, we have a lot more to try, including a dish called Imperial Lung Slices.
Let's go.
Well, what about the food?
We'll take it.
Smart. Let's go.
While Hui cuisine embraces flavors largely from the Han majority, it also includes traditional staples beloved across China, like this sweet dessert made from glutinous rice, or their hand-pulled ramyun noodles, generally thicker than their dan dan counterpart. But there's one dish that's almost exclusively eaten by Muslim folks. Mulan Hall is a restaurant dedicated to Hui cuisine.
Sir?
And the owner, Mr. Ma, is treating us to an unusual appetizer.
The feet of a mutton.
He purchases the mutton feet from his hometown, which is Gansu province. Hui people live there.
原材料是我们的老家甘肃。
It takes 3 hours in the fire.
That takes a long time.
The dish begins with blanching of pre-fried mutton hooves in a hot wok.
Non-Muslims do not cook this in their own home.
So this is something special. This is something you kind of need to come to a restaurant for because it's very laborious.
In a second wok, oil is heated with garlic and chili powder, followed by the mutton feet. A splash of water, and bell peppers. It's all stirred together until the flavors meld perfectly. A sprinkle of sesame seeds adds the final touch.
Should we just go in there?
Oh, no, it's just...
I just have a full bone with no meat at all. Oh, okay, thank you. That's where the hoof would be right there. If it was galloping through a field, it would be like this.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is like skin and tendon that have broken down from all that boiling. Well, it's a lovely taste and texture. It's spicy, but not too spicy, just a nice radiating warmth. I'm gonna put the whole whatever this is in my mouth.
What do you think?
That is full of flavor. It's savory, oily. You can taste a little bit of the Sichuan pepper. There's wonderful radiating warmth coming out from my chest. I think this is what it's like to feel love. I don't know. Or heartburn. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a flavor.
Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. It speaks for me.
Soon, I'm told we're gonna be trying a dish called Imperial Lung Slices. What is inside of this dish? Because one might assume it contains lungs.
没有肝、
Liver,
牛头皮、
cow head,
肚子、
stomach, and there's no lungs.
脑瘤。
To make this dish, the cow head, tripe, and liver are boiled with green onions for hours.
There was confusion earlier today at the butcher where he accidentally misrepresented the recipe. It turns out this dish, Imperial Lung Slices, no lungs involved.
Once done, everything is sliced into bite-sized pieces, ready for the final assembly. On a plate, a bed of cucumber shreds creates a base, followed by the 3 main ingredients. Finally, a spicy sauce made from peanuts, chilies, vinegar, chicken powder, and celery is poured over the top.
I gotta say, today, with this lung dish, it has been a journey. When I started out this morning, I was told Imperial Lung Slices does not contain lung. But then we talked to the butcher and he says,
Yeah, he said yes.
Then we came here.
There's no lungs.
So in the end, our lung dish has absolutely no lungs.
Joining us, the owner's sister, Miss Ma.
Some people say at the beginning people don't eat livers or lungs in a cow. They will abandon it. Poor people cannot afford regular meat, so they will eat this abandoned food. And abandon is the same pronunciation with lungs in Chinese, so it gradually became lung slices.
Perfect. Everything's super clear now.
She said she cannot eat today, but she will support us.
What do you think that is?
This is stomach.
Let's give it a shot. Wow, it is very heavy. It's spicy. It basically tastes like thinly sliced organs in chili oil. So that was stomach. That's definitely liver. I like it more than I thought I would, and I don't feel poor at all. There's also thin skin from the cow's head. It's also good.
Tastes like jelly.
Now, can you imagine eating this? And then you could tell us how it tastes. Just imagine it.
就是 QQ 弹弹的，
It's full of oil, but it's not so spicy.
但是又很有营养。
Just very good and chewable.
Wow. next level food reviewing. Look, I'm 40 now. At some point in my life, I would like to get a six-pack. And so in the future, I'm not gonna be able to eat continuously if I'm gonna have a sweet six-pack. So what I'm gonna do is what she just did. And then people will just take my word for it.
Okay.
Before we move on to our final food, I have some questions I want to ask about the day-to-day life of Hui people. Now, I've met Muslim folks all around the world. I will say that people's customs kind of vary depending on where you go to. And so people are used to seeing Muslim women usually covered up in some way. But while here in Chengdu, I've seen some women wear some kind of a head dressing and some don't wear anything at all like you. Are there any kind of rules around that? How does that work?
We are a very open country, and if you want, then you put it. I don't wear usually because my family member don't wear it, and I'm also a lawyer. It is not so good for a lawyer like that.
Is this anything to do with Hui or is that just fashion?
It's just fashion.
Okay,
Yeah.
so right here we have our final dish. This is the twice fried beef.
First, the beef is quickly fried in a ton of oil.
One of the famous foods of Chengdu is the twice fried pork. To me, that makes sense with pork. Pork is very fatty, so you could fry it once and then
Twice.
How do you make twice fried beef?
Next, out goes the excess oil, and it's back to the wok. This time, the beef sizzles with lemongrass, chili sauce, chili powder, and a generous hit of fermented chili bean paste.
He will pick the special part of the beef.
If I was a cow, point to my special part.
中餐肉
The brisket.
Yeah, brisket.
Does that have more fat?
只有3斤肉。
Half meat, half oil.
A handful of garlic chives join the pan, and it's all stirred over high heat until every piece is packed with flavor.
It looks amazing, and this is something I've really been looking forward to today. Oh, yes. Big, beautiful pieces of beef, just kind of a ring of fat around it.
This is my favorite for today.
What do you like about it?
It's salty food.
It's salty, it's savory, beefy. It's interesting because it's also in an oil like every food I've had in Chengdu, but it's a very delicious oil. It's really good.
And this is a good company for rice.
Rice, or for those who are haram, like me, alcohol.
Yeah.
This would go really well with the beer.
Some folks refuse to eat pork, but even more, refuse to eat these. Cockroaches. Yet in China, some do ingest these insects, and I want to learn why.
It looks a little bit disgusting, but it smells good.
For our grand finale, I'm diving into some of China's most strange medicine farms. Welcome to the leech pools. From places where cockroaches are raised by the millions.
Oh, it's so many!
All the way to leech wranglers in the countryside.
No, this is disgusting.
These ingredients have been used in TCM for centuries. So today, I'm setting my own bias aside to find out what's myth and what's medicine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's start at the traditional Chinese medicine market.
Behind me, the Chinese herbal medicine market. Inside, they have all kinds of ingredients you would never expect have some kind of medicinal properties. And I'm hoping to go inside and take a look at what we can find. But let's talk a little bit first about how this place works, because it's a little bit confusing. You see, if you go to a traditional Chinese medicine pharmacy, you need a prescription. You cannot just go in there and buy whatever you want. But then there's this place. This is like a wholesale market. Folks can come here and buy whatever ingredients they want in bulk. Let's go inside and take a look. Also, we don't have permission, so let's see how this works out. Wow, immediately you come in here, it smells like ginseng. Powerful.
This building is the largest medicinal market in Western China. It houses over 2,000 merchants offering 4,500 products.
Ni hao. I believe this is the owner here, and I'm told the slogan here is making men strong and women pretty. Nice.
There's a fine line between food and medicine in China. For example, dried galangal is a common remedy for many stomach problems.
This looks like a dried fungus or mushroom of some sort.
And dried papaya is often prescribed to improve blood circulation.
Wow, they shrivel up real nice, like a papaya raisin.
But if you like how those foods taste, you can still safely add them to your dinner. Meanwhile, some items are strictly reserved just for medicinal purposes.
We have a whole tub here just full of turtle breastplates. Then we have this. You can actually see what would essentially be the turtle's ribs.
Turtle shells are believed to nourish the body's cooling force, while subduing any excessive warming force. Balancing these two forces is crucial in maintaining good health, according to traditional Chinese medicine, also known as TCM.
Oh, wow. Look at this keepsake. You won't find this in the gift shop. A coiled up snake, the head still intact. I'm told that the snake can be used for folks who have joint pain. Now, how is it prepared or consumed? That is the part where you usually would need a pharmacist to help you out.
With over 23 centuries of history, TCM is still a trusted form of healthcare in China. Most TCM treatments involve boiling the prescribed compounds and drinking them like a tea.
Right here we have some starfish. Last time I was in China, either I ate starfish or I ate a seahorse. We have our prescription here, but we're gonna throw in a couple seahorses because it can't hurt. That's probably not something I'll do again. I feel like I had a bit less respect for Chinese medicine back then, and people were not that excited that I didn't take it very seriously. This time, I don't plan on boiling random things and putting it in my body.
Over 25% of prescription drugs worldwide are plant-based, many of which are rooted in TCM knowledge.
Take a look at this giant mushroom.
But certain aspects of TCM remain unproven and controversial.
Are these dog bones?
Duck bone.
Oh.
It's not filming.
Okay, we won't film it.
That may explain why the folks running security for this market were okay with us documenting plant-based ingredients,
If we just listen, then we can film what he says we can film.
but became quickly irritated once we happened upon the more animal-based offerings.
They have a bunch of horns here. Huh? This area, no? Oh, okay.
Eventually, the security team, uncertain of our intentions, asked us to leave.
This way? Oh, the exit? Okay.
And we obliged.
I'm happy we got to see a lot of cool stuff anyways.
As an outsider, the challenge TCM presents is the mix of myth and actual effective compounds. So from here, I'm visiting 2 farms that produce animals used in TCM.
Oh, it's so many!
I want to understand how these farms work
That huge one.
and what the ingredients are used for.
Are people using or eating cockroaches as food?
And by the end of it all, I'll be coming face to face with the meal I never imagined.
He's asking that if you want a cockroach in your cup.
But of course. What was I thinking?
The first farm is home to 3 million leeches.
Welcome to the leech pools. Before we get started, I thought I would do a bit of a self-guided tour to show you what I see here. First of all, these pools are pretty freaking massive. They seem to be about 50 meters long, and this is where the leeches live. These nets are on top. That is to stop any birds from going in after the leeches. As you look down, once in a while you can see the leeches swimming, or you see them gathering on the sides of the walls here. I'm gonna take my sleeve down and I'm gonna reach my hand in these murky waters to see what I find.
You may think I'm insane plunging my bare hand into a pool of tiny vampires, but I've been told that unlike most leeches, these guys do not suck blood.
Ugh. There we go. I'm told they can't suck your blood, but it's still sticking to my finger nonetheless. Ugh.
These are Asian medicinal leeches, a name that reflects their extensive use in TCM.
In Minnesota, when we go fishing, we're using minnows or worms, or we're using leeches. The type of leeches we use, they suck our blood. The leeches here, they're a different species. They're a different color. They're more squatty, especially this one. This one turned itself into a little turtle. What's happening here?
All my leech-related questions will be answered by this man.
Leech farmer, Mr. Wong, put her there. A pleasure to be here.
Mr. Wong is the farm CEO with 6 years of leech farming experience. Next to him, local tour guide Larson.
For you, I'm curious. Leeches.
Okay.
Have you ever touched one?
No.
Really?
No, never.
Do you want to just kind of reach your hand in there and just pull out a fistful of leeches?
Let me try.
Okay, you don't have to act for the camera.
This is not act. This is real. No. This is disgusting.
How about this? I'll grab a bunch, but I just dump it into your hand. That was only like 7 or 18.
It's not that bad.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, but.
For you, I'm sure you're completely comfortable with leeches. Is this a species that's from China originally?
It's originally from China. This one is the largest among all the leeches. They're very environmental friendly because some leeches, they're sucking blood, and if they be feeding by blood, it's gonna stink all the area. That's why they choose this for the product.
Let's get into how it works.
For the leech, they are female and male in the same body.
Ah, like Caitlyn Jenner.
And they had sex, and they both give birth.
They knock each other up at the same time.
After 20 days, the small leeches, they come out from the egg and they will put all them into this pool.
Unlike their blood-sucking cousins, these leeches prefer dining on small invertebrates. On the farm, they grow fat and sluggish with an endless supply of snails. But in the wild, they'd be hunting down insect larvae, earthworms, and even other leeches.
After like 5 months, they will be adult, and then it can be used as a product.
With over 2,000 leech farms like Mr. Wang's here, China produces 300 tons of dried leeches each year.
Right here, there are a load of dried leeches. Not so slimy now, super light, and they're completely dried out. It's like a bone or something.
Boner?
Not a boner, a bone.
To reach this stage, the leeches first move from their cozy pools into slightly less pleasant, scorching hot water.
A lot of Americans are skeptical about traditional Chinese medicine. The problem is there are preachers that are used as medicine, which we know scientifically probably don't actually do anything. For example, some people in China believe the pangolin scale has healing properties, but really the pangolin scale is the same material as a fingernail.
The Chinese traditional medicine still developing now. There are also some old methods. They're not work. They have to really phased out, but they still remain something that works.
From the boiling pot, the leeches are drained and laid out on a drying net, where they'll remain until all the moisture has left their bodies.
He said the main function of the leeches is improving blood flow and removing the blood stasis.
Once dried, these leeches are shipped to medical facilities. That's where their medicinal components will be extracted. I was surprised to learn that in the USA, leeches are also FDA approved for medical use.
Usually on my show, we see a food featured or an animal being raised, and then we cook it, and then we eat it. This is not really considered food, this is medicine. But then, have you heard of people eating leeches in China as food?
Somebody gonna eat it also is pursuing the medicine purpose. Yeah, it's not as a food.
Okay, unfortunately I don't have any blood-related diseases today, but in the future, when I do, I'm coming back.
While leeches are gaining recognition in the global medical industry, cockroaches are largely seen as disgusting and useless. So why does China house hundreds of farms raising over 8 billion cockroaches a year? I'm here to find out.
Right behind me, a Chinese cockroach farm. That red sign right there says, "Welcome foreigner friend Sonny." I could have missed that quite easily if someone did point it out. Hold on, let me get my translator. Does it really say that? Warmly welcome foreign friend Johnny to visit Maizuda. Hey, I'm Johnny. Wait, hold on. Did they have another YouTuber come here named Johnny?
Residing in this building are 4 million cockroaches, nurtured and pampered by this man to become a prized ingredient in some very unexpected products. Products I'll soon discover and even taste.
When it comes to a cockroach farm, the logical place to begin is inside the cockroach nursery. He invited to show me himself, but I said, no, this is something I must do. This is my initiation into adulthood. I'm 40, and it's time to become a man. As you enter, you'd think that you would see cockroaches going everywhere, but what they've done is they've designed these shelves with all these old egg cartons, and within these nooks and crannies and these dark spaces, all the cockroaches are hiding. If you listen, you can hear them scratching and moving within the egg cartons. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, okay. So right away, oh God, they all left. Oh, I'm not good at this.
For context, I grew up in the cold state of Minnesota, which means I never saw a cockroach this size until moving to Asia, and I am not a fan.
Take a look at that. Right here, we have the young cockroaches, the adolescent cockroaches, and then some of the adult cockroaches, the mothers. And when you drop it, oh my, they're so big. I'm very tempted to bring a bottle of Raid in here, but I think that would be bad for business. Is there cockroaches here? What is that? Oh, God. I wish I was fucking acting, guys. Let me show you what's under this one. Oh my God. Holy cow. That is, oh, they disappear immediately. And what the heck these things are? Is that food? Is that poop? Are they eggs? Oh God. You know what? I need supervision. Sir, you are the owner here. Nice to meet you. Larson, right now you can't see the cockroaches, but there's so many more than you could ever imagine. Ask him.
那这里有多少个那个？
大约50到80万只。
50到80万只。It's about 500,000 to 800,000.
In this room?
In this room.
This guy is insane. Oh my God. There's so many cockroaches here. They're dropping on the floor, but they're scattering all over the place. Meanwhile, this man seems numb. What's up?
卖钱。
Okay, for money. That's why.
Yeah, money does cure a lot of fears. Yeah, I mean, would I be here if it wasn't for money? I don't know.
Surprisingly, cockroach farming is a highly profitable industry, offering over a 7x return.
I came in here by myself a moment ago, and I saw on this shelf what looked to either be poop or food or seeds or eggs. What were they?
这个是蛋。
Oh, this is egg. It's like a coffee.
It looks like coffee bean, exactly. A tiny coffee bean. So in each egg, is there just one cockroach?
12到18只。
12 to 18.
Oh, I thought twins was triplets. That's, I don't know what that is, 17 uplets.
He said he can catch one who is laying eggs right now.
你跟他说不会咬人。
Yes, hold the wings.
So this is a lady cockroach, and she's in the middle of squeezing out a pretty big egg. Push.
Push. push.
Did you want to hold it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, thank
Just
you.
checking. I don't want to be rude.
A lady cockroach lays 1 egg about every week, and she can lay over a dozen eggs in her short lifetime.
Good luck with the birth.
The best part, these are American cockroaches, which means they had to venture halfway across the world to truly feel appreciated.
So what is the lifespan of a cockroach?
8个月到
8 or 9 months.
Isn't that heartbreaking?
No, not for me.
The baby cockroaches spend a month in this nursery before entering adulthood and moving out to another room.
We come into the adult room. First of all, there's a tub right here. What's in the tub?
这里面也是虫子。
It's all cockroaches here.
Should we open it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, it's fine.
Holy shit! Oh, it's so many! Larson has left the building. Even the camera guys are starting to lose it. Look at this guy. He's completely covered with cockroaches.
No problem.
He just said no problem. Amazing. For him, it's not a big deal. For me either. I've been hardened. I grew up in central Minnesota. It went on my face! Where we don't really have cockroaches because we have winter that lasts for 7 months.
It's safe to be back now?
Yeah. To demonstrate my lack of fear, I'm going to reach in there and grab a handful.
Wow. You're really brave. It's on your shoulder.
How about just for now we put a lid on this? Not for me, but for Larson. So here's the thing. Why do we do that?
展示我的工作内容。
Just demonstrate his workflow.
So let's talk about the workflow. First of all, this room is very hot.
阴暗、潮湿、闷热。
For cockroaches, they prefer humid and hot. It's about 20 and 30 Celsius, and also a small room can keep the temperature.
Based on this farm's inventory, 1 to 2 million adult cockroaches are lurking in this room right now, but most will only show their face during mealtime.
So he's putting some slop in there now. This is their food.
They feed them with a variety of fruits, vegetables. This is corn powder. This is pumpkin.
After 4 months of living in a 5-star roach motel and dining on high-end meals, these creepy crawlers are ready for harvest. While the babies live in egg cartons, the adults reside in flat crates designed to speed up the collection process.
Wait. Let me.
Oh, yeah, buddy. He's getting more. Wow, look at that. It's just raining cockroaches in here. I don't know where Larson went, but she's not nearby. How's your son?
No.
No.
Drowning marks the end of the cockroaches' lives and the start of their transformation into medical products. The farmer washes them thoroughly a few times, then leaves them to dry.
What is the biggest challenge in running a place like this?
对，各种孵化。
The biggest challenge for him is to control the temperature in the room, because the temperature get higher, they won't grow up.
Once dried, the cockroaches are ground up and processed into medicine. But if one is so daring, these guys can also serve as a source of protein, like grasshoppers in Japan or crickets in Thailand. I've seen dozens of other bug species used for the purpose of consumption. So do these insects have the same potential to provide a cheap, sustainable source of protein to folks in China? Let's talk about it over a meal made of cockroaches.
This right here.
Crazy.
Alcohol. On the top is some kind of a berry or nut, and then in the bottom, suspended in the alcohol, there's about 10 cockroaches. Oh my God, it's not the cockroaches, that's like diesel fuel. I singed my frontal lobe. I think I shrunk my brain a little bit. Strong, right?
Just strong.
So he's gonna get his little spoon, and he's gonna pour us up some. He told us earlier he wasn't gonna drink any because he has a meeting later. I don't know if it's because he has a meeting or because there's cockroaches in it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
慢慢喝。
It's just white wine, I think.
慢慢喝。
Just slowly.
不能喝快了。
Try to pound it. It's a little sugary, intense. I'm trying to see, is there any cockroach essence? I don't think so. But perhaps I'm getting some of those amazing health benefits of the cockroach. That's what I want to talk about now. People are probably wondering at this point, what are the health benefits of these cockroaches?
好处的话，主要是针对我们人体。
If someone got a stomach problem or like intestine problem, it benefits to healing. Also, when you have a mouth ulcer or like stomach ulcer, cockroach can help the treatment. 70% of the cockroaches is used for medical use, and the rest of it is like makeup care. This is amazing for me.
What's skincare products are these ending up in?
粉碎了之后
Some
提取。
components of cockroaches can be used for moisturizing and antioxidant.
That's wild. The big question remaining is, are people using or eating cockroaches as food?
不会不会。
No, nowadays we're not food shortages, so he thought for them not good as a food.
But this recipe right here, you told me that you've made this before.
偶尔不是表演。
When he had guests or a friend come over, just show them, just for fun.
I don't recommend this recipe for home chefs. But here's how it's done on Mr. Wang's farm. Cockroaches, which have been thoroughly drowned and thoroughly rinsed, are placed on the side, awaiting their final resting place. On the side, a batter made of sweet potato flour and water comes to life. Bit by bit, the roaches meet the batter, then descend into boiling hot oil. And really, the hotter, the better.
When we eat this, are we still gonna get any of those health benefits?
没有蛋白质。
Actually, it's not because now it's deep fried. Only protein remains.
Once the critters turn crispy, plate them up, then question all the life choices that brought you to this moment.
As I look at them, I think slightly better than I expected.
It look a little bit disgusting, but it smells good. It smells good.
So you feel some conflict.
海王那个电影说过。
He said
他说
there
把
is
这
a
个
movie. Someone in the movie said this is the shrimp underground.
Good point. So I'm gonna keep that in my mind
Okay.
as we eat this.
Cheers.
Huh.
Just
怎么样？
crunchy.
It tastes like what it smells like. It starts with a nice toasty flavor, and then at the end, you get that real smell. Exactly what that room smells like a musty, old, overly humid mattress.
I can taste that. So many layers.
But I gotta be honest, much better than I expected. I'm amazed how crunchy it is and that the wings and the legs and the exoskeleton is so flaky and it kind of almost dissolves in your mouth as you're chewing it. It's just that residual ending taste that's a little bit fucked up. My final question for you, you've been only doing this for about 3 years and you've built up your bug collection to now over 2 or 3 million. What is your dream for the future?
首先第一个是扩大。
He wanted to expand his farm into like a billion of it. He's ready about 20,000 square meters. It's about like 80 rooms like that. So he's ready for all the expanding.
Cheers to that. I wish you so much luck and fortune. You are one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life. Cheers.